Hi! For this video, we're gonna learn about how we name our alkanes. Now, remember that alkanes are the simplest hydrocarbon compounds there is because alkanes are defined to be our saturated hydrocarbons in which all bonds surrounding carbon are all single bonds. And alkanes, again, it contains only hydrocarbon with no other elements. But sometimes there are also the presence of nonmetals. But usually, you will just see carbon and hydrogen. So generally, when we define alkanes, these are our saturated all carbon atoms hold the highest allowed amount of hydrogen atoms. So mostly you'll see that the surrounding atoms are containing hydrogen. The general formula of alkanes is CnH2n plus 2. So that means if your N is 2, so that means if you have two carbons, so if it's C2, H will become 2 times 2 plus 2, so that is 6. So the general formula for 2 carbon containing alkane will become C2H6. So just remember that this is your governing or guiding formula every time you will draw structures of alkane such that you will complete the number of hydrogens that should surround your carbon atoms according to its number. So CnH2n plus 2. And it's very easy to remember if it's an alkane based on the ending of its name. The name of all alkane compounds should end with a suffix "ane", A-N-E, and you read it as ane. So example of that is the simplest alkane molecule we call methane. So methane is simplest or alkane because it contains only one carbon, so therefore its formula will be CH4. So all four of the hydrogens will surround carbon. Now there are three categories for alkanes. We have the straight chain, or we call that unbranched alkanes. And next to that is the branch alkanes that will complicate the compound some more. And then the next to that is when you get cyclic alkanes, in which you will form close structure of your hydrocarbons. So we will do the naming one by one because each one has a different mechanism. So in this video, we're going to learn about how we will name our straight chain or unbranched alkanes. So how do we name them? I want you to observe this particular example here. So we have, if you count the carbons, there's 6 of that, and it's just simply named as hexane. It says here for the nomenclature or the naming of unbranched alkanes, you're just going to name them according to the number of carbons. All you need to do, if it's unbranched, no branches are present in the structure, is that you just need to count how many carbon atoms you have. According to how many carbon atoms you have, that's how you name it, according to the prefix associated with that number. So when you observe this particular structure, you counted it as 6 carbon atoms, and so the name associated with 6 is hex. So you name it with an ANE ending, so that becomes hexane. I'm going to show you a table of all the IUPAC names of unbranched alkanes, and I want you to observe because this is just very simple. It's a straight chain with no branches of these alkanes. Now, observing it, all of the names end in ANE, and then starting from the simplest, it's called methane. So therefore, if it's one carbon, you use meth as your first name, the first part of the name, it's meth, and then it's going to end in ane, so methane. If it's two carbons, it's going to be ethane, so it starts with eth. And then for 3, it's propane. If it's 4, butane. If it's 5, it's pentane for penta. 6 for hexane. 7 for heptane. If it's 8, that's gonna be octane. If it's 9, that's nonane, and 10 for decane. So it's just like the usual, starting with 5 until 10. You see it's associated with the geometrical figures like your hexagon, pentagon, hexagon, heptagon, octagon, etc., etc., until you get a decagon. But for the first four, you need to remember meth for first, one carbon, eth for two, three for propanes, three carbons, and but for four carbons. And then there are others. If it's more than 10, if you get a 15 carbons, it's named as pentadecane. If it's 20, icosane. If it's 30, you named it as triacontane. So triacontane. And then if you get 100, we call that hectane. Now, for simplicity in our class, we're not going to go to the ones that are beyond 10. If it's beyond 10, I probably will give you the first part of the names that you're going to use. However, for the first 10, you need to memorize and remember how they're named, what prefix you need to remember for them. So from meth until decane. So meth until the decane. Please remember that because that's gonna be useful for our branch alkanes later on. So very easy. All you need to remember is you need to remember the associated number of carbon atoms, and there you go. You're gonna get its name. So same thing if you're given skeletal or line structures of your unbranched alkanes. All you need to do is count for every point, and that's how you'll know how many carbon atoms you have, and that's going to guide you with your name. So in case of butanes, you have one, two, three, four, so that means you named it as butane with four carbon atoms. Pentane, so you have one, two, three, four, five, so that's pentane. Hexane, you should get six, so that's one, two, three, four, five, six, and that's going to be, and so on and so forth. Just add an E here for heptane. So that's it for the unbranched alkanes. And just a summary for that. So the prefix you're going to use from 1 to 10 are here. I want you to get your notebook and I want you to copy the prefix associated with the number of carbon atoms from 1 to 10. And be familiar with this, especially if it's new to you, if the words are new to you. So copy all the prefixes only from numbers 1 to 10, and remember that if it is unbranched, all you need to do is attach the prefix or the suffix ane, ane for alkane unbranched. So that's it for now. Please don't forget to simplify it using your notes and remember all the prefixes before you proceed to the second part of this video. So again, memorize the prefix from 1 to 10 before proceeding to the next series of this video. So that's it for now. After you're done memorizing the prefixes 1 to 10, proceed to naming branch alkanes. That's going to be the next topic that you need to learn. So that's it for now. This is Madam Narca saying don't stop learning, unlearning, and relearning. God bless you all. Bye.